Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Mighty Melbourne Stars podcast. Today I'm joined by both Heath and Sam as we're going to be reviewing some of the signings that took place yesterday, and we're also going to be recapping the top End T20 that happened up in Darwin where our Stars Academy went pretty strong. We have some key moments to highlight, and we're really looking forward to sharing that information with you guys. But firstly, we're going to introduce Sam. Welcome on, Sam. You excited for the podcast?
Thanks for having me, mate. And yes, I'm looking forward to the upcoming BBL season. To be not just be part of the podcast, but hopefully see our Mighty Stars improve again this year and hopefully finish top four this time.
We can only hope. I think that'd be a pass mark for us, considering we made finals last year. I know me and Heath have spoken on expectations before, and as the season approaches, we'll for sure get more into that. But yeah, as of yesterday, some breaking news, which finally took place after many months of waiting. It felt like watching other clubs make signings, Jake Weatherald, Tim David, all those guys. We were hoping they would come to us, but unfortunately, we left things a bit too late. But we did make 3 signings. That is Sam Harper, Campbell Callaway, and Austin Elnazak. I hope I pronounced that right. Now, 2 of these guys you probably will be familiar with in Harper and Callaway. Not too sure about Austin, but we can get into that a bit later. We'll start with you, Heath, and then we'll head to you, Sam. When you saw this news, what were your thoughts on the signings? Are you happy with the decisions?
Uh, I loved the signings except for Sam Harper. I'm just like in my head, oh great, not Sam Harper. He got very lucky to get a 1-year deal. We know from last year he's just been not performing as we liked, but hopefully this year he can put on more of a score and knock it out for Ducks this time. So yeah.
Yeah. And what did you think, Sam?
Look, I was not really surprised, honestly, that we re-signed those 2 young lads. Honestly, I mean, I think they could have performed better than what they did, but maybe a bit more game time for old mate Campbell to get going, of course, but because he's done so well for Victoria in the summer season, so hopefully he can build that form from Victoria to the Stars moving forward. Sammy Harper, same thing, needs to find that form that he had at the Renegades, that filthy mob over there, where he dominated there for a few years, and then hopefully he can find his form again and cement his spot in the top order, because the way he's been going last season, he could have improved a lot, but hopefully he can do that moving forward as the season comes around.
Yep, no, I really like those takes, guys, and I agree with them. It was definitely interesting to see the signings. I know there was a lot of mixed opinions, particularly around Harper. My personal thoughts are he's had 2 seasons. We've given him so many chances, 20 games, and he's yet to really make a big impact and score. He's a wicket keeper. That's probably why he's kept his spot recently, because we need someone. But now with Joe Clark, it makes an interesting situation as to, do we really need him? But we have signed him, and I think that was just a lack of efficiency in the off-season. I think we left it too late, and all the good players were gone, or most, meaning, we're left with Sam Harper, which, as Sam just mentioned, he can perform well. We saw it at the Melbourne Renegades. Unfortunately, he did it for the red team, not for the green team. He needs to switch his form over to the better side of Melbourne, because we know we're the better Melbourne team. It was just disappointing, I'd say, the past couple seasons. But look, the signing of Campbell Callaway is probably the main one that I'm really excited about. He dominated the Australia A team, and he also dominated in Shield cricket. Yes, it's a different format to T20, but we also saw in the top end T20 and also the spring comp, which took place in March, he was dominating for the Stars Academy, which is a really positive sign from someone who's so young. And then Austin Elnazak. Look, I don't see him playing for us, to be honest. I think he'll be a reserve player, be a replacement, run the water out for the boys, because we just have such a strong pace attack. Peter Siddle, Mark Steckty, Harris Ralph, Tom Curran, and Liam Hatcher as well. So, that's already 5 guys. So it's like, do we need another one? What are your thoughts on that, Heath?
Yeah, with it's good to have 5 pace attackers. I would have another batter to help us in the top order to support Maxwell, Stoinis, Cartwright, and that's pretty much it. And I would just want our batting to go well, as we've seen games last year where we looked like winning position, but we just decided to throw the bed out and not perform. But I think with the players we have, we should be gunning for top 4. But obviously, people otherwise are going to say, "Oh no, we're not going to be a part of the top 4." But screw what the people say. Stars will go top 4, and we should be a stronger team than when we were last year. Like I've said before, we have to start well because we don't want to leave it too late. And last year showed that if you're behind at least one game, then it's just going to be catch up, which is what we want to avoid.
Yep, and we've experienced that the last 2 seasons, being 0-5, and I don't know, I think BBL 13 was like 1-4 or something, just atrocious starts to the season, and we're leaving it too late, relying on other teams to lose and stuff, and percentage to get us into finals. It'd just be nice to be that consistent team and be a threat for once, which we haven't been able to do for a long time. Now, with those 3 signings, leaves 2 more roster spots left. I think we have to be really careful with those selections, only having 2 spots left and still having some spots or holes to fill, I'll say, in the roster. I just don't feel our squad is complete. I don't feel our best 11 is complete yet. Some of the big names that are still left in free agency are Chris Lynn, Darcy Short, Curtis Patterson, and Kane Richardson is another one who I wrote down. Just with those guys, would you be keen to see any of them, Sam? Because we know how powerful Chris Lynn and Darcy Short can be. Do you think they'll benefit our top order?
I reckon some veteran leaders like them would be very handy for our batting lineup. Like, we can't just rely on, as you said, we can't rely on Stoin and the big show all the time. We need to rely on others to help out as well, because it's a team effort sort of thing. And so you got that next man up mentality, right? So of course we would like to have a really good opening batsman, and I think Darcy Short will be a better fit. Richo, I'm not 100% set on, because he's a bit of an older boy, but he's done it so well for so many years, especially for the Aussies and strikers and renegades. Like, he's done it all. But Curtis Patterson, I think he's a swing and a miss personally, but because he just went downhill a little bit since his Aussie debut, about over a decade ago now. So it's a hard one, but I'd love to say Darcy Short, and maybe like someone like Mitch Owen would be amazing to have on our side, but obviously he's not going to leave after he just won a premiership with the Hobart Hurricanes. So someone like that was what I'll be looking at, but maybe a good veteran top order batsman like Chris Lynn and Darcy Short. If I had to choose one of them, I'd choose Short.
Yeah, no, I really like that take. I think Darcy Short and Chris Lynn are both old, but in a T20 game, that doesn't really matter, to be honest. Like, they're so experienced, and I'd much rather, have them leading the charge than Sam Harper and Tom Rogers. So yeah, that'd really benefit our top order. What do you think about those decisions, Heath?
Yeah, no, I reckon it's pretty good decisions. If they're on the table, I would both are exceptional. I would definitely go for Chris Lynn, because he'll help out he's like a power hitter, and he's just fantastic and good to watch. It'd be nice for him to come in the team green and see what he can do. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just go random for Richardson, because we have a habit of pinching Renegades players. Like, Maxi used to be a Renegade before he went to the Stars. So just a fun fact for you guys.
Yeah, a lot of Renegades and Stars players being traded to each team. Bit of an exchange happening across the town. So that kind of wraps up the signing talk. Hopefully some more signings to come sooner than later. Only 2 more signings will be made. So I guess we just got to hope and pray that those signings are smart decisions. We put our trust in the general management there at the Melbourne Stars. We know those guys are fantastic. So now it takes us to our second topic, and it's our final topic for the podcast today. It's the top End T20 that took place in Darwin the past couple of weeks. this is a development tournament for young academy players who probably don't get a spot in the team all the time. Some of them do, some of them don't. It's a chance for the young guys to prove themselves and prove their skills, and it's a great way for them to develop. And we do have some standout performances that I want to get you guys' thoughts on. And the main two guys, Sam Rogers. What did I just say? Tom Rogers and Sam Harper. They were dominating this top end T20. Tom Rogers scored 249 runs across the 6 games with an average of 41.5. He made a whopping 128 as his top score in one game. He was so dominant with the bat, and a couple of those times he was not out, so he could have continued to go. I think he was only dismissed twice out of six games, so that's an incredible statistic for him. It shows he's been working on his game. I actually listened to an interview with him, and that was really good to listen to, just learning about how he's changed his performance and the way he's been working in the off-season. He admits that he had a pretty shitty BBL 14 and he's looking to bounce back. So how do you guys feel about, that situation? I know you weren't watching a lot of the top end T20, but just hearing that he made, 128 runs and he's been dominating, how do you think that'll help him going into BBL 15?
I just hope he can back it up. Honestly, I just hope that both of them back that action up, sort of thing. Like you played well up in the North End, which would be an incredible honour to play up there, because there's no team up there in the Big Bash, of course. But it's saying that, I'd be like, that's the form that you want to build on. You don't want to start so good and then you don't want to be inconsistent, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you want to play consistently good cricket, try average around the 40s, 50s, even 60s if you can. Like, we don't expect them to get 80, 90, 100 every week. But in saying that, try and be more consistent, just try have a bit more confidence in playing the right shots, obviously, and just take that into accountability and just think about why he's out in the middle. Think about what he's playing for, who he's representing. It's not just about wearing the badge on his shirt. It's about, the community as well. It's playing for the fans and the state, So, because we've never won a BBL title, so, and it's been a very long time since we've been in a BBL final as well. So I think this is the year where we should come out swinging, but play a more attacking, aggressive type of cricket. It's a bit similar to Bazball that the Poms do. So they're not exactly like that, but smart, but not extreme is sort of what I'm looking for. So for those two, if they're going to open, I think they just need to build on good partnerships, try and survive the power play, and just build on that momentum for the next batsman to come in so they can finish the job.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think it's just taking a bit of pressure off Glenn Maxwell is the main reason. And the power play is a big thing. I can't remember the last time we've got through the first 4 overs and I've seen Melbourne Stars 0 for, 40. We're always a few wickets down already and we've fallen behind. And it just leads on for the rest of the game. It's very difficult to come back from that situation. So, yeah, hopefully this development for Rogers just gets his name out there, because there's T20 happening across the world at all times. There's T20 on now in London. Like, if he can get over to those leagues and start playing in them, he gains experience all throughout the year. So then when it comes summertime, he's actually ready to go because he's used to playing T20. Because right now, he doesn't really have a whole lot of short format experience. It's more at those kind of one-day levels for Cricket Victoria. So, yeah, if he gets exposed to more of that, and same with Sam Harper, they need to get their names out there and start playing some international series. It may not be the IPL yet, but, there's plenty of T20 leagues happening. And just to mention Sam Harper, whilst he didn't make any hundreds, he did finish with 240 runs across the 6 games, averaging 40, so very close to Tom Rogers. He made multiple 50s, so credit to Sam Harper on a fantastic performance, along with John Merlo, who is a familiar name. He made 135 runs, considering he comes in at kind of that 5 or 6 mark after a few wickets. That was impressive for him. And some other noticeable performances of Liam Blackford and Blake McDonald. Those two guys have been good for us, from a reserves point of view. So looking forward to seeing I don't think they'll get a spot, but just looking forward to seeing more development from some of those guys. Look, that's all I have in terms of the top End T20. It was a very short kind of series, but I just thought I'd mention, Sam Harper and Tom Rogers, their performances. I think they deserve a little bit of credit from that. And yeah, we can only hope for the best leading into BBL 15. Heath, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No, I don't. I was going to say it's easier said than done to get like Harper and Rogers up to speed and actually hopefully they can perform well, and just we need to survive the power play, make some good decisions, and don't go out. You either go out on an unlucky shot or you go out just by, I don't know, playing the ball and somehow the guy catches it. It's just you're either in for a good time or you just want to get out, and it's the mentality at the end of the day. If you're mentally on, like all of the players that as a team, then you should be ready to go and can tackle any team that we can come up against. But if we're off like at least 5%, then the opposition would take the game from us. It's just got to be what the mentality is at the time of when we play the Big Bash and our first game and throughout the season.
Yep, 100%. Well, that's all we've got for you guys today. So thank you very much for everyone for listening to the podcast. I know there hasn't been one for a little bit just due to a lack of news, but we're already nearly done August. So hopefully as we lead into October and November, we get some more. WBBL will be starting soon. Whilst we don't cover that, that's just a time where stuff for the BBL usually ramps up. We see more signings and news and content. So we're looking forward to that. And before we know it, we'll be starting previews. We'll be previewing all the games. So thank you for joining me, Heath and Sam. It's been a pleasure. Sam, congrats on your first episode. Hopefully many more exciting ones to come. And yeah, any last words from you guys?
Thanks for having
Thank
me
you,
on
Sam,
board.
for coming on.
It's been an absolute pleasure, lads. I look forward to doing this throughout the season.
Yeah,
No problem. Thanks so much, guys.
Go
And
Stars.
we'll let you end the report. Thanks, Heath. Go Stars.
Yep. No problem. Go Stars.
Go Stars. Let's go.
Yeah.
What you doing?